This is the Final UX3000 SV from the land of the rising sun. From the outside, these look kind of generic, but I had to get a pair in for review because of two things that stood out in the press release notes. Firstly, it has an ANC-only mode. Yeah, you heard that right. And that the audio tuning is optimized for the sound of human voice. So is that marketing speak for inferior bass and treble then? Let's find out. The Final UX3000 SV comes in one single colorway. It has Bluetooth 5.0. Yes, that's so old school, but you still get AAC, SBC, aptX, and aptX HD. 40mm dynamic drivers on each side, and there is also active noise cancellation and pass-through. Battery life during my time with it, I averaged 22.1 hours with ANC and aptX HD running at 65% volume. The factory claims 25 hours, so that's pretty darn close, I would say. And the cost for all of this, $150, roughly $50 more than the previous generation. I'm not sure if it'll show up in the video, but on the back side under each yoke, there is this little window for LED lights. On the left side, there is one for ANC and pass-through mode, for also when you're using ANC-only mode, that's the only indicator you'll get. And on the right side, there is power and pairing. They're not super bright, but they're bright enough to bother people and reflect off walls if you're sitting against a wall in the dark. Or if you're on a plane, you know, if someone's sitting to the rear 3/4 of you, they'll probably notice it as well. So something to bear in mind. I wish there was a way to just completely deactivate the lights, but most manufacturers, even with app support and whatnot, don't allow you to play with the lights. So that's unfortunate. There are two mics per side, one on the top of this ear cap on each side, and also one on inside for active noise cancellation and phone calls as well. Now the buttons, there's a lot of them on the right side, play, pause, control, and all that, pairing. And power button, and you can hear that it's kind of clickety. And on the left side is the ANC button control, just one single one. USB-C charging, as well as the analog port right there, 3.5, and it comes in the box, a cable, as well as this little nice carry pouch. It's black and with a cinch tie on it. Plenty of adjustments, and the padding is okay, not super thick, but it is very comfortable because it is light, 264 grams according to my scales. But the ear padding is very nice, a little bit on the small side, so for those with larger ears might want to look elsewhere or just test it out to begin with. And they are replaceable, they just pop out of the slots really easily, and you expose the drivers or just a window to the driver right there. The SV has plenty of articulation and even folds up into a ball like this, so you can, you know, stuff this in a backpack or put it in your sack if you want. I did find it hard to wrap this around my neck DJ style if I'm wearing it that way, because I have a slightly broader neck, so you know, you might want to test it out first, and something to bear in mind. Now the texture on this, it's all plastic, but they have something they call shibo on it that kind of reminds me of Japanese swords or something like that, or earthenware. It has a slightly like silvery, rougher texture, even not so, but it looks really nice and kind of like distincts itself from regular, you know, black plastic headphones of this aesthetics. Oh my goodness, Katie Tupper doing She Said. If this doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will, man. Her voice, I'd like to watch her show one day. But anyways, I have her song piping through my OnePlus Open towards these SVs, Bluetooth 5.0, so we'll see. So I'm walking from the back of my house towards the side. Right now it's direct line of sight 25 feet away, so no problems right now, but we shall see. I just got a left-right. We're just short of the usual window benchmark, where that's usually Bluetooth 5.0, 5.3 all the way. Start getting signal issues, and I'm just gonna call it around 30 feet away. We're having issues. Not bad, but could be better. I wish this had a newer Bluetooth codec, Bluetooth protocol, sorry. So far, I haven't got a disconnect yet, but it's like sputtering like crazy. So yeah, it's pointless listening to music at this point. You can see the look of this on my head. Very, very stable. Granted, I have my cap on, so it's a little bit tighter and firmer. But at a pinch, if you're taking this running, and these things are light and they spread their weight out on the head really nicely. So yeah, like I'm just jumping around, not bad at all. And without my cap, I've tested this other times, like just jamming to music. They do come loose after like some heavy jostling, but that's about it. But what I'm really curious is how these things handle phone calls. So we have wind entering the mic ports right now. How does that sound, guys? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, there's been a mid-cycle costume change. Now, here comes some traffic testing. 1, 2, 3. How does my voice sound? What do you think? Now, comment down below. Let me know if there is an audio equivalent of drop frames. So video with drop frames when things skip. But for audio, during my time of testing this, especially when there's a long line of cars and noise suppression has to kick in and work hard, some of my words disappear, some sound bites disappear. Maybe that's the word. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, here comes a line of cars. If you're wondering why I'm winded, I've done this take many times because I'm a perfectionist like that. Here comes the Camaro. Testing 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? Now, during my running with these two up and down the driveway, these have stayed put. We've talked about the fit just now. These are actually pretty good. They have a nice, comfortable fit. The clamping force is not too tight. So, at a pinch, you can take this running. Wind noise suppression, non-existent. There is like a 5 mile per hour wind right now entering. It's not really significant enough to pick up, but during, like when I accelerate, you can hear that it's not really hot. So, testing. 1, 2, 3. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this, the performance of the Final. Yeah. Anyways, let's head back. Ooh, that's bright. Let's head back to the studio. Oh, that's bright again. Let's head back. Oh, the sun is bright. It's 95 degrees today here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyways, let's head back to the studio for reals this time. I don't know how to best describe it, guys. The SV sounds almost analog. I mean, it's obviously not, right? But it doesn't come off sounding digital either. It's light on its feet, pianos and strings have good timbre and reflexes, and I think this quality seems to stem from Final's intentional focus on boosting vocal clarity in the mids. So, the first gen UX3000 was criticized for lacking clear delineation between vocals and or instruments. So this new direction definitely is a positive one, especially if you appreciate things like podcasts, vocal heavy tracks, or just want something unlike the typical V-shaped tuning. According to my ears, I think there's a slight bump in the 8 to 10K range, somewhere thereabouts, where you can get a tad peaky, if only momentarily, when, say, Rochelle Farrow hits her highs on I Can Explain, but otherwise, the tuning definitely spotlights male and female vocals. Bass hit is sufficient and fast and clean too, but if you want sub-bass, you're gonna have to look elsewhere, guys. Separation is very nice for the price, and remember how the OG's wired listening crushed the living daylights out of mids? It's better now, but I want to stress that you use wired only if you absolutely have to. Now, when I compare the SV to two other headphones at the same MSRP, at least when they first came out or launch or whatever, like the Audio-Technica M50X BT2 and the Soundcore Q45, I would say that the SV is a more mature Q45, as that thing has more muffled and less precise bass, plus slight harshness in the upper regions. Now, if you want something more balanced across the board, the Bluetooth version of the M50X is absolute fire. The first time I laid eyes on the SV, I could have sworn I've seen the design many times before. A little bit of Stack Spirit S3 here, a little W840MB there, and of course quite a lot of the original UX3000. The design is decidedly kind of generic, but it's minimalistic, simple, and invisible. That means if you take this on your travels to a third world country, the likelihood of you getting this stolen is kind of low. They'll look at this and yeah, you can keep your $5 cans from Dollar General. So the UX3000 SV has an ANC-only mode where you can activate active noise cancellation or pass-through without powering the Bluetooth and audio circuitry up. The idea is to save you battery, but in practice, it can have the opposite effect because you have to remember to turn off ANC each time you use it, otherwise the battery will continue to drain. In this mode, you only have an LED to inform you if it's on or off because there's no voice or tone prompts. Now, so far in my 2 weeks of using this, 4 times I've accidentally left ANC only mode on and came back to an almost flat headphone the next day. I'm sure that once you've built up, the sufficient muscle memory, the whole thing will be a moot point, but I thought I'll mention it anyway. Maybe it's my expectations of Japanese brands with their usual attention to detail and all that, so it's kind of a bummer seeing clicky buttons with very little dampening that sound kind of cheap at the end of the day, and no app to add features or fix any issues or customize controls, play with the EQ and all that. Small cons really, but they do really burst the crafted in Japan bubble. even considering the sum of its parts, the SV in my mind is priced probably $30, $40 too high versus the competition. So my best advice is, if you really want this, wait for holiday sales for this thing to drop. All said, Final improved quite a few things on this new version, especially the SQ over the previous UX3000, but I think they could have gone the extra mile with a newer, more power efficient Bluetooth chipset. Something with 5.3 or 5.4 would have been nice at this point. That alone would have boosted battery life to at least match the competition, plus given us things like aptX Adaptive, aptX Lossless or something. And come on guys, we need app support like pronto. Well, that was my take on the UX3000 SV, and I hope you found this useful in some form or another. And thanks to Final for entrusting me with this unit to share with you guys as well. And thank you so much for watching, guys. You are the best audience ever. Remember to subscribe, like if you haven't already, and reshare this with your friends. Let's just blow this channel up. Thank you very much. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what, guys? If you haven't seen the news lately, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you all very much. Peace out and God bless.